Hey, this is Sam Black with my second match with Big Valakut in Modern. I'm on the draw, and I'm going to keep my hand. And I'm looking to use Traverse as, oh well, that's the whole thing. Alright, I think the play is tapped Cinderglade. And then I'm gonna grapple and then hope that grapple has given me Delirium, which is not very likely, so that I can traverse for Spellskite and play it. Failing that, I'm probably looking to use Faithless Looting to get Delirium, and maybe find a Lightning Bolt or something to buy time. But this is not a good matchup or hand for this matchup, and I'm on the draw. For what it's worth, the 60 card Valakut decks are also very bad against Infect. I might be a little bit better positioned actually due to having more cheap removal, but only very slightly. See, I'm going to play Stomping Ground, pay 2 life, and then pass. And then I'm going to grapple. I don't want to grapple now because I want to have mana up to represent the possibility that I could interact if my opponent were to try to do something. Looks like my opponent's hand is relatively slow, which helps me. Witness Mountain. So if I take... I won't have Delirium no matter what, because I have 2 instants and no sorceries. So I should definitely take a card. So I'll take Mountain. Definitely don't have time for Witness. Now, Faithless Looting, discarding a land, turns on Delirium. So let's do that. I'll discard Cinderglade, and I don't need a second Primeval Titan. And then I think I'm just going to play Satyr Wayfinder. Is the way that I can most impact the board this turn. I'll take a Valakut, I guess. Now that I'm tapped out, my opponent should just be able to kill me. Yeah, put this up to 2, and now any pump spell, except Mutagenic Growth on the Bladed Agent, kills me. Or multiple pumps. Yeah, alright. Vines and Mutagenic Growth, sure. Okay, so I'm going to want Ancient Grudge for Nexus, Anger of the Gods, because it interacts, Malira, Spellskite, and Explosives. So almost my whole sideboard comes in. And now I'm just going to cut various slow cards like Bedlam Reveler. I guess I want Dark Dwellers. Ishkan is not bad. Thragtusk is horrible. Obstinate Baloth's horrible. I don't think I want Splendid Reclamation. Eldritch Evolution, I guess, lets me find Malira or Spellskite, so I'll keep those. Dark Dwellers is probably relatively reasonable. I don't really care about just like a body that I can cast slightly cheap, I suppose. Let's assume Oracle of Maldai is slow. Let's see. Life from the Loam. I guess Faithless Looting helps me find my few things that actually matter. I guess we'll say Unburial Rites is slow. Trim Eternal Witnesses. Trim Grizzly Selvage. And I guess I'll cut Ishkana. So this hand's really good for what I'm capable of. My opponent has mulliganed. I have Malira and Spellskite and Lightning Bolt. I only have one land, but I can just traverse right away. This is obviously going to get Stomping Ground. And thinking about whether I want to take a line that lets me cast Abrupt Decay, or if I just want to go for red mana. I think I just want to go for red mana. Stomping Ground, pay life, and just traverse for Mountain. I think it's kind of important to just be turning on Valakut. I think I just want to Lightning Bolt the Hierarch. So now I'll get black mana, I suppose. It's probably better than second green. And I'll play Malira, since it invalidates Inkmoth Nexus. If my opponent can kill it, I can just grapple it back. So my opponent is trying to get me with damage. So I will play Spellskite and attack with Malera. I'm actually going to save Grapple to get back one of these things for one turn. That's interesting. I think it's not worth using because I have Malera. So I'm just going to play Stomping Ground tapped and attack with Malera, and then use Grapple to get my 6th land. Cinderglade to not pay life. Play Cinderglade and cast Primeval Titan. And I'll just kill the Bladed Agent now, I think. So I'll get one Valakut and Stomping Ground. Pay 2 life to redirect that to Spellskite. I'm fine with that. I'll pay 2 life to redirect that to Spellskite. Alright. So that was a really good draw. I don't think I can consistently do that, but that's the kind of thing that we're hoping for to win these games. This hand looks pretty good. I have acceleration and interaction. And my opponent knows about my interaction, which is worse than if my opponent didn't know about my interaction, but acceptable. So I'm just gonna get us stomping around in suspend search for tomorrow. It's the best I can do. Well, if that's what's happening, I'm just gonna abrupt decay this thing now. Get Blood Crypt, pay life, kill. So now I can red, black, cast engineered explosives for 2. Play a fetch land, and now I don't think my opponent doesn't know anything that makes this indestructible, so my opponent can't really use a pump spell on it while I have engineered explosives up. But given that I can just Eternal Witness Abrupt Decay, I'm a little bit interested in just not taking this damage and not needing to hold my mana up. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fire off the engineered explosives now. At the point where I want to preserve my life total. It's not easy for my life total to matter. I'm not gonna, well, it's a lot of life. No, I'm just gonna get a forest. Because that lets me get Cinderglade with this next turn. Alright, so I guess I'll just anger. And then play this, and now I can either grapple or explore. I don't have anything in my... I think I just explore here. Cinderglade, cycle explore. Ooh, Dark Dwellers is good. That answers another creature. Seder Wayfinder. I mean, Inkmoth Nexus is scary. Just gonna Dark Dweller's Anger. Actually, yeah, I can't hold Abrupt Decay up if I witness. Yeah, I think I have to just Dark Delirium's Anger and hope my opponent can't kill me with Nexus. And then try to like Satyr Wayfinder grapple into Ancient Grudge for the Nexus. So, certainly possible that I'm dead. Very possible. Or my opponent only needs one pump spell to kill me with the Nexus. And now even Vines works, so probably dead. So out of curiosity, if instead I'd played Satyr Wayfinder, I would have milled an Ancient Grudge. Wow. Yeah, so I could have just played Satyr Wayfinder, milled an Ancient Grudge, and then I have Satyr Wayfinder to block on the ground and Ancient Grudge for the Nexus. And then I could grapple at end of turn, which would mill 3 more. And got in Primeval Titan and Shriek Maw. Amazing. It's possible that I would have won that game if I had just cast the Satyr Wayfinder instead. And I really don't know which was right. I guess my opponent had no lands and it only used 1 pump spell. Pretty likely that they have another. And the Satyr Wayfinder is actually pretty good at stopping the Glistening Elf from getting through. It's not very likely, and Ancient Grudge is only 1 to flashback, so I get to mill 7 to look for it, and I have 3 of them in my deck. I probably played that wrong.